Welcome everybody. My name is Nathan Agarwal and I'm your chair tonight for your committee. And before we begin, I'm going to take roll call. When your country is called, please respond present or present and voting. Okay? China. Present. Djibouti.
Present.
Hungary.
Present.
India.
Present and voting.
Jamaica.
Present and voting.
Russia.
Present and voting.
United States of America.
Present.
Okay, now that we've gotten that through, are there any...
Let me just cut in. Present and voting versus present, basically what's happening there is the people who are saying present can choose to, when there is a substantive vote, can choose to vote yes, no, or abstain. By abstain, that means that they don't have to vote. It's essentially a nothing vote. People who choose present and voting are saying that they are going to vote yes or no on whatever comes up. No abstaining.
Okay, so are there any motions on the floor at this time?
Once again, motions. Motions are how you accomplish things in committee. So basically, if you want something new to happen in the committee, you will end up motioning for it. So you may motion to set the agenda. You may motion for what's called a caucus that we will learn about later. You may motion to change the speaking time, or you may motion to close debate. But basically, whenever you want something to happen out of the ordinary in committee, you will raise your placard and motion for it.
Again, are there any motions on the floor at this time? Hungary?
Motion to open debate.
That motion is in order. Are there any objections? None? Seeing none? Okay, I will take that to a vote. All those in favor of opening debate, please raise your placards at this time. Okay, thank you. All those opposed to this motion? All right, this is clearly an overwhelming majority. Debate is officially open. Now we're going to start with a speakers list. So if you'd like to be added to the speakers list, please raise your placard at this time.
Now, just to butt in again, very quickly, speakers list is exactly what it sounds like. This is the order in which you're going to speak. So you don't have to worry about being attacked in the middle of committee and it's your turn to speak. You're going to raise your placard to join the speakers list and you'll know exactly when you're going to come up. There are other ways called moderated caucuses. We'll talk about them later though.
So please raise your placard at this time if you'd like to be added to the speakers list. Okay, let's start with Hungary, then India, then China, and Jamaica. All right. At this time, the chair recognizes Hungary to speak for the period of 20 seconds.
The delegate from Hungary really believes that the topic of outer space is the more pressing matter, as the open frontier gives us endless possibilities and the options are limitless, whereas world hunger can be set off and resolved at another time. That's all I agree.
Thank you, Speaker.
So I want to point something out here. The speaker who is speaking, when you were speaking to set the agenda, when you're debating setting the agenda, the speeches are not going to be substantive on the topics themselves. Notice he did not suggest how he would solve either of the two problems in the topics, but rather he's talking about why one topic should be debated before the other topic. That is what's happening here. If you start to go too in-depth on one topic, saying this is what I would like to do, I'd like to do this, 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 and this, the chair will stop you and say, while we are setting the agenda, you should keep your speeches simply to why one should be debated before the other.
At this time, the chair now recognizes India for the period of 20 seconds.
The delegate of India finds it imperative that we explore the possibilities of outer space. We understand that world hunger is a pressing issue, but it has always been a pressing issue. It is still a pressing issue and will always be a pressing issue. Rather than talking about world hunger for days, months, years, we think that it is much more important to see what space has in store for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. At this time, the chair now recognizes China for the period of 20 seconds.
The glorious People's Republic of China firmly believes that outer space is the future of all mankind, far more important than any starving people in other countries that are not the glorious People's Republic of China. We believe that even by going into space, we can further science, diplomacy, our military, but only ours, and probably solve world hunger too, because we can just put farms in space. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. At this time, the chair now recognizes Jamaica for the period of 20 seconds.
The delegation of Jamaica would like to discuss world hunger first, seeing as world hunger has and always will be a pressing issue in the world, and there are many countries that do not even have the technology to venture into space yet, but there are many countries, however, that have a very large issue with world hunger and poverty. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Are there any points or motions on the floor at this time?
Motion to set the agenda as speaking about topic A, uses of outer space, before topic B, combating world hunger.
Okay, so what just happened was a motion to set the agenda. When you motion to set the agenda, what you are saying is, listen, we've heard enough debating on this. We've heard everything that needs to be said. It would not normally happen after 4 speakers. It would normally happen in your committee. It could go on for an hour or 2. But he's saying, I want to talk about uses of outer space first, and world hunger second. Now, after a little proceeding, there's going to be voting on this. If the topic passes, then we'll move right into the first topic that he said first, and then the second topic would happen later. If the topic fails, and this is really important, if this vote fails, it does not get set the other way, but rather you continue debating setting the agenda until another motion is made to set the agenda and it finally passes. I have had committees where people motion to set it both ways, back and forth, and it keeps failing and failing and failing and failing until like 2 hours later we finally set the agenda. Because voting against this does not mean you want it the other way. Voting against this simply means that you are not yet sold on it going this way. You might just want to hear more debate on this topic.
So that's why nothing gets done.
Exactly.
So thank you, Speaker. There's a motion on the floor to discuss topic A first, dealing with the uses of outer space, and topic B second, which has to do with combating world hunger. In order to go forward with this motion, I'm going to need 2 speakers for and 2 speakers against. Now, because you offered the motion, would you like to speak for?
Yes, I would.
Okay, now I'm going to need another speaker against. Can I have a placard raising someone to offer to speak against this motion? Okay, let's have Jamaica, please. Thank you. I'm going to need another speaker for. China. Okay, and I'm going to need another speaker against. Djibouti. Okay, in that order. So to begin with you, you have 30 seconds to speak on the issue.
I believe that's more pressing to speak about topic A before topic B because of the fact that there are infinite resources that we can find in space where there's a limited amount of resources we can find here on Earth. So instead of draining our resources here on Earth, we can go out and get resources from space which we can use to fuel our farming technology to combat world hunger and just fuel in general and protect the environment overall.
Thank you, Speaker. Jamaica, against.
Even if we explore outer space first, there's still a great possibility that we will come back empty-handed, whereas combating world hunger will save many lives in the process as well. And I believe that this should be discussed first, so this resolution should not go through.
Thank you, Speaker. And our next speaker for.
I believe we've heard more than enough debate on the order of how to set the agenda. I think most of us pretty much agree that space is a lot more important than food. And as such, we should set the agenda this way.
Okay, and my last speaker against, please.
I think as a delegation, we are not ready to move on about which topic we should speak about first. Rather, I think we should hear more for and against, due to the fact that yes, the going into outer space is important so that we can gain more resources and advance in technology, but hunger is also very important, and it would be cheaper to first combat hunger on Earth than trying to go and rationalize that with going into space and combating it that way. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. So now that we've heard these 2 speakers for and 2 speakers against, we're going to move into the procedural matter of voting.
I just wanted to point out, a lot of motions that you will make will require a speaker for and a speaker against, or 2 speakers for, 2 speakers against. That's what you just heard. I wanted to point out, notice the 2 speakers against, one of them was saying that I think it needs to go the other way, but the other was saying, hey, I'm not necessarily saying it's the other way, I'm just saying we're not ready to vote on setting the agenda yet. I want to hear more.
So in this case, this is going to be voting, which is a procedural matter. When it's a procedural matter, that means you can only vote yes or no, you cannot abstain. So when it comes to this, so speakers all in favor of setting topic A first and topic B second, please raise your placard at this time. Okay, thank you. All speakers against, please raise your placards at this time. Okay, thank you. This motion passes by a vote of 5 for and 2 opposed. So therefore, the agenda has been set to discuss topic A, uses of outer space first, and topic B, combating world hunger second. Now we'll begin with a new speakers list, and we'll erase this old one. So if you are interested in being added to the speakers list, please raise your placards at this time.